If you visit the UU church nearest you, you'll find people from nearly every religious background, sexual orientation, race, or ethnic culture. Most of them walked away from religions that suppressed their curiosity or punished them for questioning creed. With us, they found a place where they could search for the truth and feel good about it. They found an oasis of intellectual and spiritual freedom, much like the America that was dreamed about in the 18th century.
You might be a UU if you have freedom of mind.
You might be a UU if you're very tolerant and liberal.
You might be a UU if you have tried lots of other religions and nothing ever really satisfied your own personal need.
You might be a UU if you're embracing universal theology and you're running away from mythologies of particular religions.
Let's take a brief look at that last statement. It's a good example of how misguided faith can stand directly in the path of a search for truth. Early humanity thought that the earth was the center of the universe. Most of us now know that Copernicus and Galileo proved that this was not true. They had the audacity to look for the truth outside of the confines of the Bible. They proved mathematically, from their observations of the stars, that Earth was one of a group of planets that revolved around the sun. The church leaders were horrified. They believed that the Earth was the center of the universe, and that anyone who said otherwise should be executed. Galileo was threatened, and he was eventually forced to stop teaching what he had learned. In fact, the church leaders were so frightened of his ideas that he was placed under house arrest for the remainder of his life. Science and religion were on a collision course. Church leaders believed that you had to choose one or the other. Faith and science were not reconcilable. This conflict continues even today. Despite the fact that evolutionary theory is the mainstay of current scientific research, there are still people who believe that it is nothing more than the invention of an evil conspiracy.
9. We have ignition sequence start. Engines on. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Some people still believe that the world is flat, no matter how much evidence there is to the contrary. It seems that truth, after all, is not an absolute. Unitarian Universalists believe that science walks hand in hand with religion, that truth is just as important as faith, and that the search for truth is not merely the realm of church elders and political leaders. UUs believe that every human must decide these matters for himself or herself, and that no one can dictate the truth to anyone.